way that I was going to be able, there's no way I'm going to be able to live up to the people who spoke before me, who did such an excellent job. It's been a long day. I've been running around. I came in here. I was a little tired when I first came in here, but I have to tell you that the energy and the positivity of everybody in this room has reinvigorated me. A little bit of Starbucks coffee's helped along the way. As Mary mentioned, I first spoke to her at the Duck event over in Dennis, and we had a nice, healthy, long conversation, and I was immediately on board. And I can't tell you how much it means to me to be able to come here and speak at this event. And also, as you were speaking earlier, before we went to the blue screen of death, there was a beautiful picture of a woman that was up there playing a fiddle. And I'm Irish, and fiddle music is very dear to me. It speaks right to my soul. And seeing that beautiful lady playing the fiddle in the rain spoke to me an awful lot about what I think we're here for, which is having fun, being yourself, and celebrating in the middle of the downpour, and never giving up.
Absolutely.
Folks, I've been in the legislature now for about 10 months, and as I went in there, there's very, very much that I have to learn. But one of the things that I took in there was, I took in there a little bit of background. I took in everything that I picked up in my briefcase in my life, and I walked into that legislation with. Among that was my own background and my childhood, my family. I was touched within my own immediate family by mental health, by mental illness. So that's why when I spoke to you, Mary, you were speaking to someone who could identify exactly with what your mission is, because my mother suffered from mental illness, and it did touch my life, not always in a positive way, and we worked our way through that. So I know where many of you are coming from, the family members that are here supporting your loved ones. I've been in your shoes. Those of you that are fighting every day to overcome the illness that you have, I support you, because I've lived through that my whole life. We have an awful lot that we have to do here in Massachusetts. I was speaking earlier to a reporter from the Cape Cod Times, and I had mentioned to him that Massachusetts is not living up to its responsibility to provide adequate mental health services to our population. I don't think that there's a soul in this room that's going to disagree with that. We have so much more that we have to do. We have an awful lot on our docket, there is no doubt. I was speaking earlier with another guest here about what we're doing as a Commonwealth to attack opiate addiction. And don't get me wrong, opiate addiction is, right now, it's right in our gun sights. And the percentage of people who are dual diagnosis and suffering from addiction and mental illness, I believe is somewhere north of 50%. I just can't remember the exact number, because I mentioned earlier that it's been a long day, but it's north of 50%. We're going to lose somewhere in the vicinity, if we extrapolate out the numbers from the first 6 months into the last 6 months of 2015, we're projected to lose over 1,500 of our residents, of our citizens, to opiate addiction. And we are attacking it, and it's clearly in our gun sights, but we can't do it in such a way that we're going to lose sight of our other responsibilities, and that being our responsibility to provide, as I had mentioned earlier, adequate mental health services. We're failing in that regard. We know that we are caught right now in a wave of mental health issues, and we also know that in addition to that, there's a crisis that we're going to be facing in, as we were mentioning earlier, autism and Alzheimer's are just around the bend, and we need to start getting ahead of this right now. One of the bills that just comes to mind immediately on the legislature that I co-sponsored, and I'm going to be working very, very hard to get through this session, is to provide parity. Insurance parity, make the health insurance companies provide mental health parity, so that if you go to see a provider, that if it's for mental illness, that it's treated the same as if it was for any other illness, and you can't be denied services, or that the coverage that you receive would be any less. This, to me, I think is at least a baseline of where we can start to meet those responsibilities, and then after that we can look forward to building on increasing our funding and our support, not only for DMH, but also for some of the nonprofits that are working hard every day to support our populations, to support you, and to support our families. So I'm going to get done speaking here. I have to say thank you very much for sticking around, because usually when Mary mentions that a politician's going to get up and speak, that's when everybody either has to go to the restroom or hits the doors and gets in their cars and leaves. But I want to thank you very much for affording me a few minutes to get up here and talk to you about this. Please know, I know something from having walked in some of your shoes. I know something about what you're going through, but I certainly don't know it all. What I need to be is I need to be your student, and I need to learn more. And I'm going to be a very eager student. I want to learn more, and I want to know best how I can best help you. So please don't ever be bashful in reaching out to me in my office, letting me know about what your needs are, if there's any legislation that's pending that you think is going to be helpful to the cause, because I am on your side, and I thank you very much.